Hello, Amber Vilhauer here, your online business growth mentor. And during today's 4-minute fast track video, I want to talk to you about how to leverage other people's communities to build your own community much, much faster. I have a lot of new coaching clients that come to me because they're looking for help with their marketing and monetization plan. So we set up an hour-long coaching call where I help them make that plan. And what comes up a lot, because podcasting is like everybody wants to have their own podcast. And so what comes up a lot is people come to me saying, well, I've decided that the way I want to market my business is by having a podcast. And yet they have no following. They just set up their website. They have very few people on their social media. And they're going to go through all of the work and effort of starting up their own podcast with nobody to promote it to off the bat. My strategy is different than that. And I let them know that I don't think that's a good use of their time because the learning curve is going to be steep. You're going to have a lot of work in trying to find people to interview if it's an interview style podcast, or coming up with your own content daily or weekly. And then you're going to have to hire somebody to help you edit that podcast and add the intro and the outro. And then you're going to need to have a graphics person or you help with creating that podcast graphic. And then somebody's going to have to add it to Libsyn and then connect it to iTunes, which connects to your website. And then somebody's going to have to help you promote that on social media. It's a lot of work. Versus Amber's strategy is to stop complicating everything, simplify, and leverage. So what I would suggest you to do is, instead of starting up your own podcast, which is a fantastic idea once you have a little bit of a following built up, but instead, in the meantime, perhaps over the next 6 to 12 months, instead, go ahead and get interviewed on other people's podcasts, okay? And here's how to do it. Go to Google, type in relationship podcasts or parenting podcasts or entrepreneur podcasts, for example. On Google, you'll get tons of articles like the 50 best relationship podcasts of 2015 or 2016 or whatever. Click on that article. You'll find a list of all the latest podcasts. Go to those people's websites. Click on their contact form. Submit a contact inquiry to them to say, "Hi, Joe, love your podcast, and I would love to propose a win-win situation. I work with entrepreneurs and I teach them how to build their business online. I see you have a thriving entrepreneurship podcast. I believe that I could give a tremendous amount of value to your listeners in the area of strategic partnerships. And I was thinking, if you wanted to interview me about strategic partnerships, then what I would do in exchange is I would promote your podcast throughout my entire network on social media and my email newsletter, and I would add you to an interviews page on my website so that we continue to get exposure ongoing. And I am all about win-win and collaboration and relationship building. So if this sounds good to you, let me know. I'm happy to be interviewed at any time. Thanks so much." Now, the thing is podcast hosts always need more people to interview, right? And you need to get interviewed. By being interviewed on podcasts, you can now leverage the whole community that they have already pre-built as that person, Joe, goes out and says, "Hey, everybody, check out my latest episode with Amber Vilhauer." So he's automatically going to promote me throughout his whole network, and I get a dedicated page on his website, which helps me rank for my name and helps me rank on my website. And I get to be seen as more of a credible authority figure in my industry because everybody's interviewing me right now. And all of those people from all of these different sources are coming back to my website and building my email list, so that 6 months from now, when I decided to launch my own podcast, then guess what? Now I have a following that I can leverage and have that momentum drive the success of my podcast as I then get more exposure just by having a podcast. So that's the way to do it. Think in your mind about how to simplify and how to leverage other people's communities, but make it a win-win. This is not about you. It's about supporting them. So you have to follow through on that. But how can you make things a win-win to grow even faster than by having to do all of the work yourself? So I hope you liked that tip. There's so much more that I can teach you about marketing and monetization and growing of your business. So be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel in the bottom right-hand corner of this video and get notified when future videos like this are available. And also head on over to insightfuldevelopment.com and learn about all the different ways that I can help you build your online business. And until we meet again, just remember our company motto, no guts, no glory. Thanks so much for your time.